So we need to understand how do we choose the method, and like I said, that we need to think of the question. So what is the question here? So in this paper, the research question is, why is female labor supply lower in the US compared to other developed nations? Now, in the question, a lot of things are already determined, which limits the scope of this study. What are the things that are determined? So it says, first of all, it's female labor supply, right? So that's a very specific phenomenon we are looking at. Female labor supply would be the participation ratio of women in the formal economy, and that data is available from the Labor Stats Bureau, or sort of any US government organization will have that data. So it is a very definite thing that we are looking at. So we're looking at female labor supply, right? Secondly, we are looking at the United States, but we are comparing the United States with other developed nations. So we are essentially looking at the European and OECD countries. So we're not, that also limits the geographic reach of the data, of where we are going to look at female labor supply. And then we are trying to understand, why is female labor supply lower? So then that's the point of concern, right? We're not saying that we just want to understand the variation in female labor supply, because then that would have been slightly different. That would have been more descriptive. What does female labor supply look like in the US, and what does it look like in other nations? No, we're asking specifically, why is female labor supply lower? So we already know that it's low. Now we want to understand why. So then, why is the question? So the objective of the paper is to find out why female labor supply, which we will here on say as LFPR, for women in USA declined in greater magnitude when compared to other developing countries between 1990 and 2010. So that is even more specific. So we are going to understand why LFPR has declined between a certain number of years, which is time bound. So we need to look at information, or we need to look at what happened during that time period in the US versus the other countries. So think of it as two buckets. One is the US, and then the other bucket has all the other developed countries. So we're still trying to arrive at what methods we should use. So now it sounds like the question is really why. So when do we ask why question? We want to understand cause, right? What causes what? So in this case, the question is, what factors cause decline in LFPR in USA? And it doesn't cause, the same factors do not cause decline in the other countries, right? Which is why there is a difference. There's a decline in greater magnitude, like I mentioned in the objectives. So that means that this why question is not based on experiences of subjects. So we're not asking questions like, how do they feel, or what do people think? Feelings and thinking, like feelings and thoughts, these are more subjective, and these are more experiential. And it's very difficult to measure experience. Of course, you can do that, psychologists do that, but it's still not really mainstream measurement question, right? So we're not asking questions about how people feel or what they think. And this has to be based on survey data. So what is a survey? A survey is sort of a one-time snapshot of a certain factors to do with a certain concern that we have. So here the concern is LFPR, which is labor force participation rate, women's labor force participation rate. And it has a time, like it's time bound, right? So a survey that stretches from 1990 to 2010. Now it is not a longitudinal survey because it didn't follow the same. Okay, so a longitudinal survey is one that, now these are all new terms, and it might be a lot to digest. But just listen to this as a story. If you're not understanding, you can always go back to the slides and Google stuff up later on. So longitudinal survey would be asking the same bunch of questions to the same bunch of people over a number of years. So in this case, we are looking at a certain number of years, 1990 to 2010, and we are running a survey. But we're not asking the same questions to the same group of people. We are asking the same question, but not to the same group of people. So that makes it not a longitudinal survey. So it basically doesn't follow a group of people. It's like, think of it as the census survey that happens in India. We don't go to well, in a way, the census survey is a longitudinal survey, but that's a bad example. So think of something like if you have a list of 10 questions and you go to different neighborhoods in your city once a year and you ask the same question. That would be a survey, but not a longitudinal survey. So in this case, that is the kind of data that we are looking at. So we now know two things. First, we are asking a why question. Second is that we are trying to find factors. What leads to lower labor force participation ratio of women in the USA compared to some other country. So that means we're looking at causality. We're trying to establish a causal relationship between the variables that cause LFPR, which is, there's a word missing. The variables that cause low LFPR and LFPR. So there might be relationships between the factors and of course the factors and the phenomenon that we are studying. When I say variables, I'm talking about the factors. So now we have a new term, variables, right? Okay, so what could be causal? What are the examples of causal relationships? So we can think of, A causes B, or A causes B causes C. So then can we say A causes C? Or can we